God, we used to love that song. We laughed, we sang, we had so much fun. Ronnie had a wicked sense of humor. But you know what? There was always something just a little strange, a little sad that I couldn't quite touch. And I felt that he liked to sing that song because, you know, he felt like someday, somewhere, he'd be able to release the sadness that was inside of him. So one night I woke up and I heard him crying. And I saw Ronnie on the floor, and Roger was standing over him, and I rushed over there, and I saw a Clorox bottle on the floor, and I was like, what happened? And Ronnie said, I told Roger that I was in love with him, and he didn't like it very much, and we got into a fight, and things happened. Did you drink the Clorox? Yes. So I grabbed Ronnie, I threw him in the car, took him to the hospital, and we got his stomach pumped, and he made it through. But he was never quite the same. I remember your eyes smiled when you spoke my name, and I remember your face when your heart was touched by pain. And then I think about all the days gone by, and all the things we never knew about the secrets we kept deep inside, about the love between me and you. Ronnie never quite got over that incident at the commune, and he was embarrassed, and he moved to the West Coast, and he never came back. But I always called him on the phone, and we laughed and sang our favorite song together, that Mansion Over the Hilltop. But he didn't make many friends, and he was a loner. So nobody was with him that night that he decided to move into his mansion over the hilltop permanently. You had a way of looking through me, through the windows of my disguise. You were one of the few who really knew me. You always took me by surprise. Oh yeah. And when I think about all the days gone past, well, of course, you know it's gonna make me cry. And when I look at your photograph, I see the longing in your smile. You had a right to surrender. You were tired of all the pain. You had a right to surrender. But I miss you just the same. Memories make me older, yeah. My favorite dream is the day when I'll see you again. You had a right to remember. There is joy to remember. But I miss you just the same. You had a right to remember. But I love you, and I need you, and I miss you just the same. Angel. Because of him, I left that commune. I went to college and I became a musical theater major. And then I moved to New York City to live out loud, to live out proud, and to be proud of who I am. And I became a radical fairy, a political activist, and a singer-songwriter, and an outrageous drag queen by the name of, say it with me, Yolanda! Love, 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 love. Yes, love is the answer. Because I've been feeling it. And about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I began to feel the calling of love to really heal those old spiritual wounds. And about that time, I met my husband. And we began on this journey of spiritual healing together. And we wound up at One Spirit Interfaith Seminary, where through a process of looking at the light and the dark and fully realizing that it all works together for the good, and realizing that there are no victims and no villains, but only choices that we make. And one of those choices is that we can live in heaven right now, kids. We can live in the pearly gates now. We can walk on the streets of gold and click our heels 3 times because we are home. And home is the place that never changes. A 1, a 2, a 1 and 2, and... wanna know the place that's always green. You wanna see the things we barely see. You wanna hear the things we barely hear. Well, I found my way there. I can take you there. I can take you there. That never changes. It's the love inside yourself that never changes. Home is the place that never changes. And I found my way home. And do you want to know the way of time and space? You need a place that nothing can erase. You need to be through eternity. I found my way there. I can take you there. I can take you there. Home is the place that never changes. It's the love inside yourself that never changes. Alright. Home is the place that never changes. And I found my way home. that never changes. I found my way home. Thank you so much.
Okay, now I'm going to brag on Rev Yolanda a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I know. Because that show, Home, was the top of the GLBT Out Voice charts for 2013.
That's right. It was voted the #1 song of 2013.
I know. And I think you have some other announcements.
Well,
you
I
might
do
wanna
have a
share.
few announcements. Rev Yolanda's Old Time Gospel Hour just got nominated for a MAC Award. I'm excited about that. Now, it's actually the original version, not tonight's version. This is the premiere of our new version. But don't fret if you haven't seen the original version, because it caught the attention of a filmmaker by the name of Ike Allen of Avaya Media, and he came last November and filmed the original version. And we will be releasing Reverend Yolanda's Old Time Gospel Hour, the movie, this summer. I'm so excited. Ike calls the movie the Rocky Horror Show of country gospel music. So all those details are at my website, yolanda.net. But I have to tell you that I couldn't have done any of this without my fabulous band, the Yolanda Layers. Dennis Michael Keefe on bass. Emily Mike Sell on the fiddle and vocal. Mr. Jim Keys on banjo, guitar, harmonica, and mandolin, and whatever else he's pulling out those. My one and only, my favorite, the most amazing musical director, arranger, and vocalist in New York City, ladies and gentlemen, Kenneth Gardner. So I love them so much that I'm gonna give them a chance to show their stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Yolanda Layers.